Hello and welcome back to our channel. If you're a permanent resident seeking to remove the conditions on your residency, you've come to the right place. In today's video, we will walk you through the step-by-step process of removing conditions of permanent residency. So let's dive in. Understanding the concept of conditional permanent residency. When you become a permanent resident based on marriage to a U.S. citizen or permanent resident, you may initially receive a conditional green card valid for 2 years. The purpose of this conditional residency is to ensure the authenticity of the marriage. Removing these conditions will grant you unconditional permanent residency, allowing you to live and work in the United States indefinitely. You will be issued a new green card with a validity of 10 years, and you may renew this card indefinitely unless you apply for U.S. citizenship, a topic we will touch on just a bit later. Eligibility criteria for filing to remove conditions on permanent residency. To file a petition to remove conditions on your permanent residency, you need to meet specific eligibility criteria. Firstly, you must have entered into a bona fide marriage, which means the marriage should be legitimate and entered into for genuine reasons, rather than solely for immigration benefits. Much of the evidence that you will need to present in your application to remove conditions are the same or very similar to the evidence you presented at the time that you adjusted your status to lawful permanent resident. Additionally, you must still be married to the same U.S. citizen or permanent resident who sponsored your initial green card. However, if you are no longer married or have experienced abuse or extreme hardship from your U.S. citizen spouse, there might be alternative options available to you. If this situation applies to you, it is crucial to consult an immigration attorney for personalized advice. Filing Form I-751, Petition to Remove Conditions on Residence. The next step is to file Form I-751, the official petition to remove conditions on your permanent residency. It's vital to file this form during the 90-day period before the second anniversary of the granting of your conditional green card. Filing late without good cause can result in the automatic termination of your permanent resident status. A word on terminology: at this stage, the permanent resident is now the petitioner since he or she is petitioning to remove their own conditions, unlike previously when the U.S. citizen spouse was the petitioner. By the way, this form and all USCIS official forms can be found on the USCIS website located at www.uscis.gov. Simply type in Form I-751 in the search bar and you will be directly linked to the form. Gathering supporting evidence. As with any immigration process, evidence plays a significant role in establishing your eligibility. Quite simply, the more evidence you can show of the bona fide nature of your marriage, the higher your chances of success. Here are some key documents you should gather. 1. Proof of bona fide marriage, such as joint financial records, shared lease agreements, or joint utility bills. 2. Evidence of joint assets or debts, including joint bank accounts, joint ownership of property, or shared loans. 3. Documentation of joint activities and experiences, such as travel itineraries, photographs, or joint memberships. 4. Affidavits from friends and family members who can attest to the authenticity of your marriage. If you do use affidavits from friends and family, it is a good practice to have the affidavits notarized. Besides attesting to personal knowledge of the bona fide nature of the couple's relationship, they should also state how long they have known the couple, how they know the couple, and whether or not they are a U.S. citizen or permanent resident of the United States. It is never a good idea to ask an undocumented person to write and sign these affidavits, as they will not carry as much weight with the deciding officer. Remember, the more comprehensive and convincing your evidence, the stronger your case will be. It is crucial to gather as much documentation as possible. As far as submitting this evidence, the more organized you are, the easier it will make for the officer to approve your case. So use colored dividers, label your evidence, and highlight names and other key information. Remember, never to send originals, as USCIS will take copies, and you do not want to give up your original documents if not necessary. Requests for evidence. During this lengthy process of awaiting your new green card without conditions, you may receive a request for evidence, or RFE, from USCIS asking for more evidence of your relationship. Be prepared for this. When initially submitting, you may not want to send in every single photo of you and your spouse, and maybe save some for later, when you will need to respond to a request for evidence. In addition, if you do receive one, it is important to keep your joint bank accounts and other evidence of your relationship current in case you are required to update USCIS with more evidence. Preparing for the USCIS interview. If USCIS determines that they cannot make a decision on your case based on the evidence you presented, USCIS may request an interview as part of the application process. This interview aims to verify the legitimacy of your marriage and assess your eligibility for removing the conditions on your permanent residency. Most of you probably went through this interview process when you became a permanent resident. The interview will be very similar to what you experienced that first time with the officer, asking questions designed to update him or her as to the current status of your marriage. Here are a few tips to help you prepare for the interview. 1. Review your petition and supporting documents thoroughly. 2. Familiarize yourself with the details and information provided. 3. Be prepared to answer questions about your married life, shared experiences, and joint financial matters. 4. Consult with an immigration attorney to understand the potential questions you might face and to ensure you are well prepared. The USCIS decision. If USCIS is satisfied with the evidence you have presented regarding your marriage, you may be approved without an interview. You will receive an approval notice and afterwards your green card that will be good for an additional 10 more years. If you are interviewed, a few days after the interview, USCIS will make a decision on your petition. If approved, you will receive an approval notice, and your conditions will be removed. Your new permanent resident card will be mailed to you. Lengthy processing times. Currently, removal of conditions is one of the most lengthy processes in immigration. Some interviews and decisions are not issued for up to 48 months or 4 years. Of course, you may be wondering what to do since your green card will already be expired. Not to worry. Once you file your petition to remove conditions, you will immediately be issued an automatic extension of your lawful permanent resident status, good for up to 48 additional months. This notice can be used to renew your driver's license with MVD, to show your employer if he or she requires proof of your status, and to travel in and out of the United States while waiting for your conditions to be removed. If traveling outside the U.S. during this time, you must carry your valid passport issued by your country, your expired green card, and the official notice of automatic extension. This will ensure an easy time for you when you travel internationally. A way to speed up the process. We have found that if an immigrant would like their case to move forward more quickly, it is often good strategy to file for citizenship as soon as possible. A lawful permanent resident, including a conditional permanent resident, is eligible to file for citizenship 90 days prior to their 3rd anniversary as a lawful permanent resident. This means that a year after filing to remove conditions, you can file for citizenship or naturalization, even if you have not yet had your conditions removed. In order to be eligible, you have to continue to be in a good faith successful marriage to the U.S. citizen who originally petitioned you for lawful permanent residence. You will also be asked for similar proof of your marriage, as discussed earlier. The advantage of this strategy is that USCIS will take both your removal of conditions case and your naturalization case and put them together in one interview. Citizenship interviews, as of the release of this video, are currently taking a mere 3.5 months to be scheduled, a much faster time frame than waiting for a decision just on your removal of conditions case. Please stay tuned for another video that will be released soon regarding this specific topic. Denial. In case of a denial, USCIS will provide you with a notice explaining the reasons. If you receive a denial notice, it's crucial to consult with an immigration attorney promptly to explore your options, such as filing an appeal or reopening the case. What if the process takes even longer than the extension I've been given? If your petition to remove the conditions is pending for more than the time given by your automatic extension, you may need to file for a temporary extension of your conditional residence. This extension can be accomplished by making an InfoPass appointment with USCIS to request a stamp in your passport, extending your status for additional 1-year increments. Congratulations on making it through this tutorial on the process of removing conditions on your permanent residency. You may always go back to any section that you may have missed and watch this video over and over, as you may miss some information the first time around. We have provided you with a lot of information. We hope this comprehensive guide has provided you with the necessary information to tackle this important step. Remember, each case is unique, and this video is merely for informational purposes only and not meant to be legal advice in any way. Please consult a licensed immigration law attorney for legal advice. Good luck on your immigration journey, and don't forget to like and subscribe to get access to new videos released every week. Bye for now.